Yo guys, welcome back to Cryptoria. Today I'm going to be covering King Shiba, but before I do, I would appreciate if you like, subscribe and turn on bell notifications so you know when I upload. And with that being said, let's get into today's video. So guys, yes, another sort of meme coin, sort of 100x coin that I want to cover, and I want to talk about it in terms of, what sort of positioning I want to actually be placing within this coin as well, and to see if you guys, could make a potential good growth on this coin as well. So I will be explaining more about what King Shiba or Shiba, however you want to pronounce it, in a bit. So just going over coin market cap, they are doing really well at the moment. For a fairly new token, they are on the top 3,000 at the moment. I will be going over the website. As you guys can see, in terms of the contracts, they are under the Binance Smart Chain. The current pricing is doing really well at the moment, up 40% nearly over the last 24 hours, just circling over that 11-cent mark. Current market cap is over that 36 million, diluted market cap is over 53 million, circulating volume is over 2 million. So it is a fairly low cap gem at the moment as well, and it's a meme coin, so you know how these meme coin plays out, such as Safe Moon, Shiba Inu and so on. They do really well, so it's a bit of a coin with high risk high reward sort of thing as well. So going over the chart very briefly, it was circling underneath that 2 penny mark for quite some time, and it did jump all the way up to around that 13-cent region until where the price is at the moment. Going over where you guys can buy it, best place definitely being a pancake swap, but they are listed on a couple exchanges where you could trade against the USDT as well. So guys, I will be jumping onto the website now. So as I already mentioned, this is a pure meme coin, such as as you've seen before, such as Dogecoin, Shiba Inu and such like that. So King Shiba is a complete meme coin. Make sure you guys, if you do want to buy into it, make sure you use a very low percentage of your actual your holding. Just don't go heavy on this, especially everything could just blow up as well. And so just make sure you do have a low risk on this, and hopefully that low risk turns into such a big reward as well. So I am on the website King Shiba. You can see this nice animation here. It's going to turn around in a second where you can see the actual icon as well. So yep, there you go. So you can see that as well with a nice BNB logo chain as well. So going down to where it says the royal degree, a strong leader is utmost importance, introducing King Shiba, the true king of all Shiba tokens. Bend thy knee and become rich with reflections as King Shiba rules his kingdom with fair taxes and justice across the honest team. So that's just a bit about King Shiba. So ever own listing on launch day, influencer pushed on Twitter and Telegram, call channels, staking pools and original NFTs, AMAs and large crypto investment groups, CEX exchange listing 2 weeks from launch, Ethereum bridge as well. Going over to the actual roadmap, the King's Path. So phase 1 is pretty much all TikTok, such as a website launch, Telegram, Twitter, private sale, etc. Phase 2 was also done as well, the ever own listing, PooCoin ad, AAA influencers and so on. So in phase 3 right now, these 4 have already been ticked off, so there is community events to be done and the audit by Certic as well. In terms of the phase 4, one's already done with Trust Wallet logo, but there is that staking platform, NFT collection, listing on tier 1 CEX, Ethereum bridge and party on Shiba Moon. So that is there as well. In terms of tokenomics, there is a total supply of 1 billion, 1 to 24% buy and sell tax, 5% marketing, 2% reflections in native token, 3% development tax, 3% liquidity pool, 50% burnt before launch. So that is a bit about that. There is a contract there as well, which I'll list below as well, and there is a FAQ for you guys to check as well. Just to note as well at the bottom, King Shiba token is not an investment and created as a meme parody like Shiba Inu or Dogecoin. King Shiba makes no promises and is not responsible for any losses or errors. Please use it at your own risk. So as I did mention guys, make sure if you do want to get into it, make sure you do your own research and also use a very low percentage, unless you guys are going full YOLO and want to actually risk a lot of money. But that guys is all up to you. Big reward, big risk as well. So I will be jumping onto the price analysis now. So guys, yes, whatever's been waiting for the price analysis have jumped onto PooCoin's chart against the BNB. So at the moment, where the all-time low was with a 0.0025 to the all-time high around that 11 cent mark. It has gone up more than that in fact today. So from this original chart, which I did draw out yesterday, it pretty much has done 100x where the all-time high was. So it done really well at the moment, but I don't think it wants to stop there, especially with these loads of candles here. You have to make sure there will be some form of correction, just because there's so many bullish candles here. Every single one of these days for the past week in fact was very bullish, so just be a bit careful in terms of buying in as well. So that's just a bit of the all-time high and all-time low. Going over to daily, just make sure guys, just to remember this was all drawn out yesterday, just because I wanted to see where price was heading to and to see if my analysis was right as well. So I will be giving you an up-to-date analysis in a bit as well. So in terms of daily, what I did draw out as well was a Fibonacci level, and I did expect a bit of a retracement back towards that 61.8 level, 78.6 level, around that 4 to 5 cent region, just before a retracement back up to those all-time highs. So I did expect a bit of a retracement back down here, create those level of supports as usual, and going back up towards those highs, breaking these level of resistances towards the left before creating level of supports around that 100% level and going up towards a new high is what I was expecting. Jumping even onto the 4-hour time frame, you can really see that these zones was very created nicely as well. A strong level of resistance around that 10 cent region and strong levels of support around that 7 cent region as well. There was that strong support over here around that 3 cent, so I was expecting a bit of a range between these levels here, between that 7 cent to 10 cent region, or a complete breakout touching these highs around here around that 11 cent region before creating level of supports around that 9 cent and going up towards our all new time high. Or that third scenario I was expecting was a complete break to support, retesting that, creating level of resistances and going back down towards around this region, just so it is a clean retracement here as well, a clean correction before going up to an all-time high. Especially with all this hype around meme coins right now trending everywhere, especially on CoinMarketCap and everything else, it is a big coin to be pushing. A lot of people are going to be buying into it just because, it's a bit of a short-term play, it's short hype as well, and a quick buck as well. So that was what I was expecting. So in terms of recent updated price, as you guys can see, have drawn out exactly what I've drawn out here. So that resistance was ranging between that regions here. It did break out here, but it did come back into that range. There was a false out here. So if I move the support down to here, you can see that strong level of support around that 6 cent region. So if I draw down a line here, you can see that strong level of support around that 7 cent region here. So that is that level of new support being formed here now. So that level of resistance was broken as well, as you guys can see, around that 9 cent region was completely broken, creating that new high around there. So that new high was formed around that 13 cent now. So that 13 cent as new high. But I did expect, guys, what I drawn here was a complete breakout, just completely going berserk. And it did mark out here around that 12 cent region. That was I was expecting. So it did play out well in terms of what I was expecting, especially with a lot of hype around going on. I was expecting a complete berserk going across that as well, but it was ranging for a while between these ranges before it did break out here, and does seem to be retesting around that resistance around here. You can see that resistance around here, so it did retest it here, but it does look like it's going back up to that high again, especially with all the hype happening and all that sort of stuff happening around there. I do expect this to go completely berserk, as I did mention. But if you guys were to buy into it, you can see that there was a retracement that could be happening as well. So if you do guys want to buy into it, just maybe wait for back to a region around this level here, back towards that 10 cent 9 cent level, if you guys do want to buy into it. But if you do want to go heavy and go YOLO right in, you never know, this might jump all the way up to 10 cent 20 cent 13 cent and 50 cent and so on, especially with all the hype going on. This could just completely go berserk and go all the way up to that 15 cent and then towards that 20 cent, or it might go back down here before going back up there. So that is what I think in terms of the scenario, is what I'm thinking, especially if you guys want to buy in. Just make sure, I would say retracement right now, as you guys can see as well, this 4 hour does look like a weak doji candle as well, so I wouldn't expect for it to actually go back up there. But with these meme coins, it's all about the hype, it's all about these promotions being put out, all this TikToks and so on is being pushed out. So just expect a complete going berserk, going all the way up. I wouldn't be surprised if this goes all the way to like $1 tomorrow. So that is what is all about these meme coins. So I was gonna wrap this video up here. Make sure you smash the like button, subscribe and turn on bell notification for all future videos. And with that being said, I'll catch you guys in the next video.